Hey, what's going on, everybody? Right now, I'm going to check out Umassoura. Umassoura placed third in our international modding contest, so why not come in here and check it out with you guys? I did check this out for the mod contest, but I haven't had a lot of time on this map, so it's actually going to be quite a reveal for both of us. Umassoura, I think it's been around for quite some time, and it's one of the maps that has a very distinct style is probably the best way to put it. I mean, even these rocks here, typically on maps, you're not going to see rocks that are colored in this fashion, but you know, Umassoura can do it because that's the way Umassoura is. I want to say I remember seeing on the workshop page that it was a fantasy styled map, and if so, then it would technically, it would technically make sense. You know why we have such vibrant colors on these rocks. It kind of feels like Georgia or Alabama with like the red dirt. At least that's the feeling that it gives me. But definitely a distinct and cool feeling as you, you know, kind of fly through this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of do a flyby. I'm not going to go into depth because, you know, that would take quite some time to go into every single detail about the map. My overall goal is just to kind of give you some visuals from this map, and that may be the deciding factor for you to go and check out that map in the workshop. With so many maps and so many mods in the workshop, a lot of times it's hard to make up your mind on which one you want to install or play on. So hopefully this helps you make up your mind and kind of, you know, tips you one way or the other in terms of installing it and playing on it. But this is a cool little area. I mean, actually, even though they're not, I wouldn't say they're realistic or anything, but I really like the way these rocks look and how they're distinctly different from anything else on the map. I happen to think it's pretty cool, but if you're a fan of the more realism parts of maps, then you may not like it. You know, just keep that in mind. Oh wow, this is just like a little cabin, water flowing through. This is a cool area. I mean, I really like this area. Really cool. Ground is a little bit different. We have red ground with ground clutter, which is like sticks and waterfall splash coming over. It's really cool. It's something really different and unique to this map. I think that was what blew us away. And then we have metal nodes just on top of nowhere. Seems like everybody just places their metal nodes in just weirdly odd places that you probably wouldn't find metal. But this is one of the reasons why this map placed is, one, it's a fan favorite and the community loves it. But two is that it is really unique, more unique than most of the maps that I see out there. Again, you're not really going to see an area on the map that looks like this in any other map. Any other map that I've looked at, I have not seen anything that looks like this. So kudos to them for creating something that's clearly distinct and different from anything else that anybody is creating. So yeah, this is cool. So I'll try to keep an eye out for spawns, resource nodes. We already saw some metal. There's some crystal over there. I'll try to keep an eye out for those things. I think those are important things that go into any map. Gameplay and functionality and navigation always are key things that I look at when I visit maps. So those are all things that we'll be looking at today. I'm going to say, ooh, Alpha Raptor, nice. I've said it on many other videos, but I'm going to say it again just in case you're new to my style of reviewing. I am critical. I can be critical. I'm critical of everything, and that isn't just, you know, this map or one person's mod. And it's not because I think that you know, I have more skills than anybody. It's just because I'm a critical person, and that's just the way that I am. So don't take that as hate when you're looking at this. If you're the mod creator, don't read into it. It's just one person's opinion. Everything is very subjective when we start getting into you know, what looks good and what doesn't look good. That's all subjective. So my cup of tea might not be someone else's cup of tea, and you know, that's cool. You know, it's perfectly fine to be like that. The other thing that I noticed in this map, there are a lot of waterfalls. Lots of waterfalls. So if you like waterfalls, you're probably gonna like this map. But lots of unique character in this particular biome, and I'm going to call it a biome because I don't think anything else on the map is styled like this. I'm not sure what this biome would be called, but I'm definitely going to call it a biome because it's definitely distinct, definitely unique, and very original in the approach. And some people may not like it. Again, if you don't like it, that's cool. There's nobody forcing you to play this. But it is very original, and you know, even things like this, how the red, you know, kind of dirt seamlessly transitions into normal dirt, and pretty seamlessly. Pretty cool. That's a good eye of detail. Some maps don't focus on things like that, but it seems like they did. Out here it's just mostly beachland. This would probably be a new spawn area. And you see a lot of things you would typically see in new spawn areas like turtles, terras, dilos, those type of things. Those are all prevalent in this area. So this is probably an area in which you would spawn at. So I can definitely see people building in this area. Typically, you know, when you're first new into the game, you try to build little things around the island until you kind of find your way around, and then you start branching out and realize that you don't want your base in such a accessible point. Wow, what is this? This is like, it's like bones. This is like these are like, it's like a rock bone. Like a rock skeleton, I should say. Sorry, I'm like just totally taken back by this. Yeah, that is like a rock skeleton. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so we'll keep flying around the coast. I showed you the red biome. I'm just going to call that the red biome. So we'll just kind of keep flying around. We'll see what else we have. Here's the map if you're interested in what this looks like. Oh wow, this looks pretty realistic in terms of the way the map is styled. See, you have rivers flowing throughout the map, which is cool. I like that a lot. If I'm not mistaken, this map is really big. Really big. Like Valhalla size. If you're not familiar with Valhalla, I think it might be the largest map out there in the workshop. I could be wrong on that, but I think that it's literally the largest map. It's a cool little formation that they added here. Going around here, the rock. I don't really see things like that in other areas either. So a lot of things that are very unique to this map. There's a lot of unique stylistic choices that were made in this map. And again, even if you don't particularly care for it and it's not your thing, you have to tip your hats off for someone being creative and not doing something that everybody else does. And I've reviewed a lot of maps and I've looked at a lot of maps, so I can tell you some of the things that I'm seeing in here are unique and are very interesting choices, you know, to use when you're creating a level. All right, I'm gonna fly over this and then get more waterfalls. I told you there's a lot of waterfalls in here. That's something I do know for sure. We'll fly over this big cliff face and then we'll see what's waiting for us on the other side. Is that a path that kind of goes around? Yeah, it looks like that's a path as well. This path that goes and wraps around all the way. Cool little navigation choices to have, you know, areas that direct you in a certain part of the map. Like that's very cool. And this is more of a standard part of the map. Again, looks very different to what we saw over there on the red side where the red rocks are. Different style choices, different assets, different colors, a whole different feel. And that's what a biome, you know, is supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a different feel as you go to different areas of the map. So very cool here to see a completely different feel from what we just saw. And there's a little pond over here. I love little areas like this personally. I'm personally a fan of just like ponds that have you know, kind of a scenic look to them. So love that a lot. You're slow. I'm fast. All right, so what I do want to check out here is another river that flows through here. Very nice. I love, I've said it on many videos, but I love rivers that flow throughout the map. It's like just a nice touch. And this one doesn't lead to anywhere you want to go, I don't think. I think you'll fall right off the side of this mountain, so I'm guessing it's a waterfall. Yep, it is a waterfall. Surprise, surprise, when in doubt, it's a waterfall on this map. That's cool. This area seems very cool. Now this seems like more of a flat land where you can, you know, build some bases over here. So definitely something to point out for it. I wonder if that's a cave. It almost feels like that would be a cave. We might check that out here. And then we'll check out the snow biome. But let's see if this is a cave over here. Let's make sure we are prepped. All right, let's go in here, see if we're missing anything. Oh, I forgot it's on follow. I was like, what the heck? This might not be a cave, but I feel like that's one of those formations that leads into a cave. Actually, let me go ahead and jump on my Terra. Come on, baby. There we go. Nope. All right, yeah, let's fly through this. And this is definitely a nice little cave, if anything. There's not actually too much in here, but it's some cool aesthetics. I don't see a lot of creatures, lots of metal, so you know where to get metal if you actually need it. That looks kind of weird though. The rock is just like, there's nothing support on these rocks. It just doesn't look like those would naturally be there. But again, small, minor critiques. Come out on the other side of a waterfall. And this is probably on the side where I spawned in at, in the red. Nope, wrong completely. Awesome. Completely wrong on that. It has to be close to that area though, I would imagine. So we just found the little cave. It's not, yeah, see there's the little red island over there, all the way in the distance. So I knew it was somewhere on this same side of the island. But yeah, so that's a little cave that you can explore in. Again, not the size of some of the other caves that I've seen on other maps, but definitely a cool little place to explore nonetheless. We're gonna go back over to the snow biome here and check that out because it looked like it has some cool kind of layouts and cool little structures, not structures, but cool assets. So we'll definitely check that out, and then we'll do a little bit more exploring, then I'll wrap it up. And there's the green obelisk. You know, I pointed this out in other videos and maybe even this one. Obelisk just floating, like there's no build up around the obelisk. It's like just the obelisk placed anywhere in the map. I personally don't care for that. I love when there's a reason for an obelisk to be in a place and there's like you know, maybe rocks or things that kind of build up to that obelisk, kind of like you have on the normal island. So I'm definitely a fan of maps that choose to do that versus maps that don't. And it doesn't seem like this map does any build up towards the obelisk. So again, minor critique there. I do like the snow area. This is a cool little layout. I like this area down here by the water. This like right here is a cool shot. Yeah, the snow area looks pretty cool. It's doesn't seem like it's a lot as far as size wise. Not that it needs to be, but it looks like there's a big volcano or something over there on the west side of the map. So we'll probably check that out for sure before we exit. Now the textures on the side of this, that looks a little weird to me. You see how it's like sloped down and there's no variation in that texture. That looks weird to me. Like that would be like rock or something, or something that's just not like grass. Like there would be some definition to it. So again, a little bit of feedback on that. That probably could use a little bit of work. And as you get closer, you kind of see it's weird texture for the side of a cliff, in my opinion. I would probably look at that, but again, you don't have to listen to my feedback. It's just one guy. The textures on this side, I'm wondering if this is like a work in progress, because the textures, just kind of look at this, you know, in the middle of the screen to the left, you just have a weird green, like just unnecessarily green texture, and then it just splits the sand and then a little bit of rock. So this might be something that's a work in progress. The transitions, as you can see, like are just, they're a little drastic. You kind of want it to blend. Yeah, just like look at the side of here. That looks, yeah, this has to be a work in progress over here. This might be a new area of the island. Who knows? But I would almost say this is a work in progress. The formations don't look natural, and then the textures look like they're not complete or they're not final. See, like that rock texture, that looks real, and that looks like it would be there, but then you get to this grass texture and that looks like it should not be in the middle of those two rocks. So little things like that, I don't think that'll take away from you playing on the map. It definitely doesn't hurt the playability at all, you know, and in fact, I haven't seen many issues on any of these maps that would prevent you from playing on it. So that's the positive things about maps. Mods are a little bit harder to get, and that looks a little weird too. What the heck? This is water. Yep, that's water, because I just totally fell. But yeah, so, you know, mods are a little bit harder because they alter the game in such a way that they can create an experience that's not pleasing in terms of bugs and things like that. But maps generally are okay. It's harder for a map to have a game-breaking bug than it is for mods to have one. This looks like a cool area up here. And actually, it looks like an obelisk. I want to fly up here and see if this is a little more built up than the other obelisk. And I'm going to turn my Steam chat off, so you're going to see all types of people write me crazy stuff. In fact, it might be you. You know, you're watching this video, like, hey, that was me writing you. That's why you didn't answer me, because you were an idiot and didn't turn off your Steam. Wow, this is some green grass. This looks very heavily saturated. And again, on the sides of these cliffs, or these, I would call them cliffs, the textures just look a little weird to me. Actually, very weird. Like here, that is completely stretched and warped. Over there, it doesn't look as bad. But even then, you in a real life situation you're looking at a real life formation like this, the texture would not be as uniform as it is on this particular thing. So again, these are very small things and things that are relatively easy to correct. At least this obelisk doesn't look like it was just placed there. I mean, you might say that because it's like in the ground, like it's in the middle of a formation, but I actually like that. I like that more than the other one, other places that I've seen where they're just floating like in the middle of any other area. At least like it looks like that was deliberately placed there for some type of effect, and I can always appreciate that. All right, so we are far east on this map. We'll cut back over, and then we'll do a wrap up on this. Wow, why are these rocks just floating here? You can fly through them. How awesome is that? I want to live in a rock. Like nobody would see you if you hid in this. Looks like it's supposed to be some type of waterfall up here. So yeah, this may be a work in progress, this area of the map. I can't remember when we reviewed this if it was like that or not. I want to say it wasn't, but I could be wrong on that. And I most likely am wrong. All right, so we'll cut back over to this huge looking volcano, and then I will do a wrap up for you guys and let you know what I think about this. Not that it really matters anyway. It's really about what you like and what you've seen so far, if it's something you would like to play on. There are definitely some cool areas, definitely some areas that could probably use a little bit of polish. It seems like this area of the map is more of a work in progress than the other side of the map. So keep that in mind as you review this and you go through it. Definitely is a stunner though, and very unique. One of the most unique maps that I've seen so far, personally. And I haven't seen every map in the workshop, so if I'm talking about I'm talking about maps, and I'm not talking about every single map out there, because obviously I'm not seeing every single map. But out of the maps that I have seen, which I've seen quite a few, this is one of the more unique ones that I've seen, and I've had a chance to actually get on and play on. So kudos to Umassoura. Let's see where we're at. All right, so we're getting closer to this big, it looks like a volcano on the map. I'm not sure if that's an actual volcano or if that's what it's meant to be, but it looks like one on the map. Lots of waterfalls. Again, this is waterfall map. Lots of waterfalls. I'll do my wrap up as I'm kind of flying over here. So obviously I think I've said a lot about the unique styling on this. I'm a fan of it. You know, when someone tries to step outside the box and do some things a little bit differently, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't pay off. I think in this case it does pay off, at least in my opinion. So for that, I mean, I love the unique characteristics on this map. It definitely has a lot of character, definitely has a lot of feel. It's pretty polished. I mean, the back part, you know, the texturing and some things like that could use some work, but overall, you know, it's a pretty polished map, and it's a decent size. I mean, it's definitely visually appealing, at least to me. So, you know, it's a lot of good. Whoa, there's a lot of good things about this map. And I guess that's just a shader that's used in this biome. And then the downside, of course, I've talked a little bit about the texturing on some of the things. It could definitely use a little bit of work, you know, things of that sort, I think. But overall, I don't have a lot of negative to say about this map. Of course, every map needs a little bit of polish, and that lava barely looks like it's flowing. I'll probably do something different with that. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty well-designed map. It's definitely unique, has its own characteristics. The biomes are very deliberate, very distinct, and there are different creatures in every biome. You know, they aren't just repeated in every single biome, so it gives you a reason to explore. I love things like that, you know. So overall, I think it's a really solid map in the category, and it's one that, again, it's not like you would see everywhere else. you're not really going to find another Umassoura out there because it's only one Umassoura. Some maps I can say, oh, this looks like so-and-so, or wow, this is a volcano. I don't know that. I don't like the obelisk placements on this map particularly, but that's just me. I just want to see what's at the bottom of this volcano. Nothing. Wow, seems like you would probably add something in here if you went through this much trouble in creating it. Well, that sucks. I was hoping it's going to be more exciting for the end finale. But yeah, so there's a lot of pluses, only a few negatives or critique, very nitpicky things about it. But it's a really big map. It's definitely unique. It won 3rd place in our contest, so it's definitely a dev and fan favorite. So you should check it out. Give it a chance. Let me know what you think about it. Respond in the comments on some of your favorite things about the map. Let me know how you're liking it. But I can tell you I don't like these obelisk placements right now. I do not like them at all, personally. But overall, very cool map again. My favorite piece would probably be the red biome area. I think it's just so different from everything else that I've seen on the maps that I tend to kind of gravitate towards it. But overall, there's a lot of cool little features about this map. But I think that's all I have for now. Once again, this is Seth from Wildcard, and I'm signing out.